Page 4, the 12 Days of Christmas. This thing is 4 pages. Did you see that? 4, 5, 6, and 7 pages? Well, 4/4 time, 1 flat. So it's either an F major or D minor. Actually, it's an F major. I'll just save you the trouble. Has a pickup beat, so you're coming in on beat 3. Let's do the right hand. 3 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Bring the thumb under for the next measure. Don't forget the B flat. 1 and 4. And lift up between the phrase. Bring the thumb down. So you move it around a little bit. That's alright. We can handle that. Then the second line, second measure, just lift. You're between a phrase, so just lift up and move. As you lift up, you can move. Lift up. Then again, you're going to lift up. It's pretty repetitious. Let's go over to page 6. At the top here. This is a phrase by itself, so you lift up before and after it. Now go on to the second measure there, here. I just need to point out in the first measure on page 6, that is a 3/4 measure. They get 1 measure of 3. You just count to 3. The quarter note stays the same. The beat doesn't change. If that's your quarter note beat, that's it. Even regardless of what the time signature is, that's what it's going to be in this piece. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the beat stays the same as all. Let's go over to the top of page 7. Down here. Now 3/4 time again. And you're going to repeat that. Hopefully you know how the song goes, because you're going to repeat it however many times you got to repeat it for all the verses you need to get in. So this is very repetitious here. Go down to the next line. B natural, and then the left hand takes it, and then you get the third line. Rest, and then some rest, and then second finger. That's the right hand. I'll come back to this repeating and where do we go in a minute. Let's do the left hand first. For the starting on page 4, you're here, here. And for the most part, keep the left hand soft. We want to hear the melody, and that's in the right hand. Not a lot going on in the left hand. Let's go over to page 6. Go down to the third line down, you're here. Again, this is all soft. But now in this measure, the 3/4 measure in the third line, this is melody. Now the left hand can play it. And the next measure, the D, that's melody too, so you play that out. And the last line, you gotta come down, and this is melody. You play. And now you're back to soft. Like so. So be careful on that. On page 7, the first line you're soft, because you're all accompaniment. And then the second line, the last measure, the 3/4 measure, your melody, so you gotta come out. It's like we had before. This is melody, this is melody. You play the melody out a little louder and everything else softer, is the way it works. Then try putting the hands together. On page 4 at the beginning. Now here, remember, you're going to lift up between the phrases, but the left hand stays down. Play the left hand legato all the way through. There's no phrasing. Remember to lift up for the left hand. Top of page 6, you're up here. Now, you're going to play this one measure twice. See the repeat signs? You're going to play it twice. That's it. Then go on. And you do that. Let's go down to the third line. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thing I want to point out during these measures where both hands are doing their thing is follow the phrasing. See the third line down on the 3/4 measure. Lift up before you play the B. There's a little silence, but this is all connected. That's all connected, and then lift up before you go on because it's a new phrase. Again, lift up. I'll come back to this repeating stuff here. Let's just get these. Actually, the rest of this is pretty much the same as what we've already had. So we need to talk about this roadmap. It's pretty straightforward until you get to the top of page 6. And that measure, the 3/4 measure, you're going to repeat that. So you're going to play it twice and then go on. And then page 7. Well, this is interesting. They have a note at the top there is to repeat that 3/4 measure in reverse order. If you're singing it, because it's 12 and then 11 then 10, you go backwards on it. As far as playing it, you're just playing it. It doesn't matter. But you have to repeat it however, depending on which verse you're in. You see there's a note at the bottom. You have two endings. You have 7th through 11th days in the first ending, and then 12th day in the other ending. And they're telling you on 7th through 11th days, when you finish that measure, to go back up to the top of the page and play all that again. And the idea is you're going to repeat this for each day. So you played 6 to get down. You played day 6 at the beginning to get down to the bottom. Now you're going to go back up on day 7. You're going to do day 7. This is day 7. Then when you get to the 3/4 measure, now you're going to do 7 and 6. You're going to do both. You have to repeat for each day. Then you go on and you go down to the bottom, and now you're going to be on day 8. So you go back up and you do day 8. This is 8. Then you get to the 3/4 measure. Now you got to do 8, 7, and 6. Now you're going to play it 3 times. Then you go on and you go all the way down to the bottom. Then you're going to be on day 9. So you go back up and you do day 9, sing 9th, and then you get to the 3/4 measure. Now you got to go 9, 8, 7, and 6. Now you're going to play it 4 times. See, each time you're adding another repeat to that 3/4 measures because you got to cover every day you're on in this fun. And that's the way you keep going until finally on 12, when you get to 12 and you've played it and you're nauseous and everything, then when you get to the bottom you take the 12th day ending and you end it. Isn't that great? I'd like to do a play with me on this. This is going to be a little tricky because of the page turn and all. So I'm going to count us in. I'm going to give us 3 counts, and we'll begin. And we're going to do pages 4 and 5. And then we're going to stop. Then I'm going to turn the page. I'm going to count us in again. I'm going to give us 3 counts because at the top of page 6 is 3/4 time. So I'm going to give us 3 counts, and then we're going to play page 6 and page 7. Then we get to page 7 with all this stuff going on. I'm only going to do 2 days rather than every day, because all I want to do is check notes and rhythms and make sure you got the repeats going. So we're going to do page 7 all the way down to the bottom, and then we're going to go back up and do the top of page 7 again. And when you get to the 3/4 time, you got to do it twice, because this is the second time we've done page 7. and then we'll go down to the bottom, and then I'll just do the day 12 ending and end it there. I don't want to have to repeat this a million times. You can do that on your own. So go ahead and put your hands where they go to start, and I'll give us 3 counts. So let's start on page 4. The whole idea of this is so you can play with me. Are you playing the same note I'm playing at the same time I'm playing? So you check your notes. As far as singing goes, you can do that later on after you get to know it, or somebody else can do it. 1 and ready and go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. 1, 2. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop and turn the page. 1 and ready and go and 1 and repeat. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3. 4 and go on to the next measure. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and up to the top of the page. This is the 7th day here. And 2 and repeat. Now go on. 2. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and last ending. 2, 3